46 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, a missing man is found deceased. A structure fire is caused by gasoline, and Mercier transports another dog attack victim. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Monday, April 3rd, 2017. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Nye County Sheriff's Office investigators and deputies have responded to the desert area off Hafen Ranch Road today for a report of a dead body. According to the family who spoke to News 46 today, 81-year-old Eugene Kaysen went missing from home on Friday. He lives just across the street from where an ATV rider found him today, deceased. The family says Kaysen is normally afraid to go outside, but has been suffering from dementia. They said police told them there were no signs of foul play. The family does not know how he ended up in the area, since the doors to his home were locked and he is very weary of leaving his house. Eugene is the father of 2 daughters, one who has preceded him in death, and 4 grandchildren, according to his granddaughter Andrea. Andrea told News 46 today that they keep an eye on him. The family lives in Vegas and did regular home checks on their beloved grandfather. They reported him missing on Friday to the Nye County Sheriff's Office. Today, a man riding an off-road vehicle found Kaysen lying in the desert. An autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. And the family told us that Eugene had his career as a cook at the MGM Grand. Fire Chief Scott Lewis updates us on a fire we reported on Friday night.
Friday afternoon, we were dispatched a report of a structure fire on Bourbon Street. The structure was described as a 6-unit apartment complex. The 2 end units are single-story, and the middle section has single units, but it's a 2-story building, or a portion of the building.
So what was burning there?
Upon arrival, we found heavy fire conditions at the rear of the suite C1. And it was extending up into the roof area and then also extending into the adjacent units.
Was there anybody in the unit at the time of the fire?
There was. At the time of ignition, it was an occupied structure and there were people inside. The investigation has revealed that apparently someone was trying to alight a fireplace using gasoline. An interior fire occurred. Some of the material was thrown onto the back porch, which was a covered porch. The contents of that porch, as well as the roof covering, then caught on fire, and that's where the extension occurred.
So was there any delay in the notification? Because it seems to have been quite extensive of a fire.
While we were en route, we were receiving numerous calls that, from other occupants in the area and other tenants. So I'm not certain that there was really a delay, but it probably just with the actual tenant themselves.
Mm-hmm. And then the upstairs unit also caught?
In that particular area, that was the portion that was single story, but it was going to the adjacent 2-story. And the exterior balconies were catching a fire, but they did not get to the interior. Our crews came in from the other side and stopped any forward progress on the interior.
How many units were damaged in total?
A total of 3 units were damaged. However, only 1 was also damaged on the inside. That was the original unit. The remainder is just on the exterior.
And then this was wind-driven, wasn't it?
It was. That was one of the challenges. Actually, we had several challenges. Number 1 was access onto the property due to the large wrought iron gates and fencing that surround that particular property. Very difficult for our apparatus to get in because as soon as you try and navigate through those openings, then you're meeting the carports. The second part was a wind-driven fire event, and so crews had to use extreme caution. Our tower ladder, when the service placed a crew up on the roof, they were able to open that roof up and make sure that there was no forward progress in that roof line.
Anybody injured?
There were no injuries.
And then, so is the investigation now concluded at this time?
The investigation is just about finished up, but it appears to be accidental in nature with use of improper materials to ignite a fireplace.
Are the apartments still livable?
The 2 exposure units you can still occupy, however, the original unit, because of the covered porch damage, will be unoccupied for a while. A power meter was also damaged.
Can you give some advice on lighting those fireplaces?
Yes, please. If you're going to, if you have a proper fireplace for you to light ordinary combustibles, that being wood and things like that, use the proper materials to ignite those fires. Do not use flammable liquids or even combustible liquids inside a structure.
And another individual has suffered major injury and had to be medically airlifted, the result of a dog attack. This is the second in a week.
Early Saturday evening, we were dispatched to report of another animal attack. Crews arrived on location and found that a gentleman who had been walking on Dyer Street was attacked by an unknown type dog and sustained injuries to his lower extremities that required flight.
Wow, so bit pretty badly.
Yes, absolutely. It was a significant injury to the lower extremity. We brought Mercy Air 21 to the scene. Patient care was transferred there, and the patient was taken into trauma.
So do you know who the dog is or who owns the dog?
No, when we were there was an unknown status of the dog, so we took all necessary precautions, made sure our crews were safe. Deputies brought in additional units, and just were very, very careful.
So he was just walking?
That's my understanding. He was outside, possibly walking on a darkened street, and then was attacked by an unattacked dog.
There tends to be some issues with people, dogs getting out. It's very important that you secure your animals, especially for things like this, because people like to walk. They like to enjoy their neighborhoods.
Absolutely, and you want to take every necessary precaution to make sure you don't bring unnecessary, liability upon yourself, but more importantly, to make sure other people don't get hurt.
If people have any information about this, they're urged to contact the Nye County
Sheriff's Office, and then specifically the Animal Control Division.
Your Business First Brief after the break.